What a year of getaways in 2024. Hello again, Mike O'Brien, your getaway guy. Time for our year-end special, a rapid-fire look back at where we've been. Maybe you can make some plans for 2025. You ready? Here we go. 2024 took us to the other side of the market, the Rochester Public Market, and a whole street of market fun, from cozy little restaurants to coffee shops to the best imported cheese shop, a hidden gem. On the other side of the market, a destination favorite in 2024. Also in January of last year, a museum on aviation off of Route 54, just outside the village of Hammondsport in the Finger Lakes, the Glenn Curtiss Museum, an amazing collection of aircraft, vintage motorcycles, automobiles, and aircraft engines. 60,000 square feet of local history on this getaway, the Glenn Curtiss Museum. In February 2024, I took you to Norwich, New York, to the Northeast Classic Car Museum. Over 170 classic and vintage cars in 5 connected climate-controlled buildings. It's huge. If you love classic cars, this getaway is definitely for you, one of 2024's favorite getaways, the Northeast Classic Car Museum. Chapels of the Finger Lakes was a surprise getaway to many in 2024. I took you to 2 of my favorite hidden chapels that you can tour. Head to downtown Auburn, New York for the Willard Memorial Chapel for its complete Tiffany glass and decorating company designed interior from 1892. Quite the historic find. And then on this Chapel of the Finger Lakes getaway, I also took you to the secret chapel on Bluff Point, Keuka Lake, Garrett Memorial Chapel. Great history, great hidden beauty, a big favorite for our followers this past year. Then it was off to Niagara Falls, Canada for the amazing Sky Wheel at Clifton Hill. I found a fairly mild day in early March and an amusement park that doesn't wait until summer to open, 175 feet high with the best views of Niagara Falls. Sky Wheel at Clifton Hill in Niagara Falls, just on the other side of the Rainbow Bridge. It's open all year. And then in April of 2024, it was time to find Rochester's best slice. Yep, pizza. Not all pizza joints offer slices, so I searched for those that do, and I found some of the best in town. It was a best slice getaway. Go to my Getaway Guy page to watch the show. Just scroll on down. In the spring of 2024, I took you to the very famous and popular Taconic Falls State Park near Ithaca. During my 25-plus years of getaways, this has always been one of my favorites for natural beauty. Waterfall getaway, only an hour away, a high above falls overlook vantage point, or a nice walk along a trail to the base of the falls, my getaway to Taconic Falls State Park. Then it was a springtime getaway to Grey Cliff, a Frank Lloyd Wright classic tour in Derby, New York, just south of Buffalo, along the shore of Lake Erie. Wright enthusiasts come here to experience the beauty and the history of this property, Grey Cliff, a great getaway, especially in late spring. Late in 2024, I took you on an amazing whitewater walk. Niagara Falls, Canada is where you'll find this historic getaway along the mighty Niagara River. You'll experience the raging river up close along a wooden walkway. It's pretty amazing. One of my favorites in 2024, the Whitewater Walk. In the summer of 2024, it was all about a getaway for little kids. Olcott Beach Carousel Park. The old vintage amusement rides that we went on as kids are now refurbished and ready for your grandkids or youngsters. Rides are still 25 cents, a big favorite in 2024, my getaway to Niagara County's Olcott Beach Carousel Park. Now, if you were in the mood for a quaint small village on Cayuga Lake, it was a day in Aurora, Cayuga County. Great mansion overnight accommodations, a few shops and places for a bite to eat on the shores of Cayuga Lake, the village of Aurora, just down the road from wineries and, of course, the famous Mackenzie Childs. And then it was time for my Erie Canal boat ride getaways. And it started in the village of Fairport aboard the local gem, the Colonial Belle. This getaway may be the best way to see and hear the history of the legendary Erie Canal. A Colonial Belle getaway is a must. Also, the historic Sam Patch, another local getaway on a smaller, more intimate ride. It was back to Niagara Falls, Canada for the famous Behind the Falls getaway. Summertime was the perfect time to get a little wet from the mist of the thundering Horseshoe Falls. This getaway takes you behind them for a iconic Niagara Falls attraction, one of my favorites in 2024. Then it was back to the west side of Cayuga Lake for my treehouse getaway. Hidden deep in the forest of the Cayuga Nature Center along Route 89, the scenic route in Tompkins County. Here you'll find one of the tallest tree houses around. Free to see, and go inside if you'd like. Get ready to climb some stairs. A remarkable constructed treehouse getaway in Cayuga County. Then it was off to Buffalo this past summer and a getaway to the Naval Park. Found at Canal Side an opportunity to come aboard history. Yep, you'll tour decommissioned naval vessels that served in military conflicts. The USS Little Rock, the USS The Sullivans, and the submarine The Croaker. This getaway takes you inside all of them. One of my faves in 2024. Hey, we're halfway there. In less than 30 seconds, more of 2024 in Getaways, including one of the scariest getaways that I've ever done for the brave only. That's up next. First, let's have some pizza. Amazing Sicilian pizza from Nino's Pizzeria. I've been a customer for years, and boy, oh boy, do I love Nino's. You will too. The freshest ingredients, an old-school style pizza place at 1330 Culver Road near Merchants. You've probably driven by it a few times. Yep, Nino's Pizzeria. It's one of my faves. They do delivery. You'll love it too. Nino's Pizzeria, 1330 Culver Road near Merchants. Thanks, Nino's, for being a part of our show this past year. And now back to the show. A getaway for only the brave. The Whirlpool Aero Car. Niagara Falls, Canada is the place to go for this 10-minute ride like no other. Hop aboard the vintage cable car, suspended 200 feet above the Niagara River and swirling whirlpool down below. These are Class 6 rapids. My getaway on the Whirlpool Aero Car was a big hit in 2024, something to consider possibly for this upcoming summer. A little closer to home, a getaway to the Mount Morris Dam. Who ever thought you'd go inside a dam? Another Getaway Guy hidden gem, this one in Livingston County at the northern end of Letchworth State Park. This once-in-a-lifetime experience was quite surprising to many. The Mount Morris Dam, a big hit in 2024. So was my trip to Boston. And on the way there, a stop at Old Sturbridge Village, a great family getaway in Sturbridge, Massachusetts. This one took Getaway Guy followers to this early 19th century New England village. Old Sturbridge Village, the perfect stop on your way for a weekend in Boston. And when I arrived in Boston, I decided to bring you the best chowder in Boston. Who doesn't love clam chowder? Boston has some of the best, and I took you on a journey to find the best. A pleasure to bring you the best chowder in Boston. Someone had to do it. A delicious favorite in 2024. And while I was there, another surprise getaway in Boston, the JFK Library and Museum. Baby boomers enjoyed this fall getaway. The memories of JFK put together beautifully at Boston's JFK Library and Museum. And then, what would fall be without a memorable getaway to Letchworth State Park? This was, and has been for 25 years, a huge Getaway Guy favorite. The colors of fall, with the historic falls playing a major part, it just doesn't get any better. We are so fortunate to have the Grand Canyon of the East so close by. A getaway to Letchworth, a big favorite in 2024. As the weather started to cool in November, we thought a getaway to the Buffalo Botanical Gardens would be a great idea, and this tropical getaway did not disappoint. Found in Buffalo's South Park, this historical building and plant collection is pretty much overwhelming. A great day trip when it's cold outside, Buffalo's Botanical Gardens. Getting closer to the holidays, that meant a trip out to Auburn, New York to tour the Seward House for a ton of great history. The history of William Seward and his family. The home, all decorated for the holidays, is truly spectacular. It's the same way the family decorated it back in the 1800s. A nice way to wrap up the year with a getaway to the William Seward House in Auburn.
Remember to find all these great getaways on our Facebook page. And that was the year 2024. More great getaways planned for 2025. Hope you'll stay tuned. Until then, I'm Mike O'Brien, your Getaway Guy. Happy New Year.